Hey everyone. Sorry, I'm a little bit of a mess today. I'm over at my storage unit trying to do a little bit of organizing because I've been needing to do this. Heather had suggested to me from Antiques Agenda that I do a little video of what's in my storage unit. So, since I'm over here working on it anyway, I pulled some stuff out, mostly my artwork, because you guys haven't really seen this. And I'm going to do a quick little video tour of some of the art I've picked up over the last year and have in my storage unit for when we get our apartment. So here's a little preview of that. All right, here's a quick look at my storage unit. I need to restock these boxes. Sorry, it's a little dark, so that I can set that coffee table up a little better so I can actually get into the storage unit. I have my boho throw pillows over here that I've thrifted. I am excited about those. I love those colors. All right, let me show you. All right, so these are some of my, I won't say holy grail, but yeah, I mean, kind of holy grail of at least the type of art that I'm looking for, one of them. So I'd like to do a gallery wall of this sort of 1900 to 1940s art style. It's, you know, the older lithographs, like this one is what is his name? Atkinson Fox. He's in the same style as the Maxfield Parrish, but I kind of prefer his landscapes. So I like this sort of soft, vibrant color, but with a dreamy quality to it that comes across in these. Typically, I wouldn't do like a waterfront. You know, this looks like an old Venetian waterfront, or even Middle Eastern. But the color in it, I couldn't stop looking at it. Every time I went back to the antique store where that was at, and it was at such a good price that I finally caved in. What I am looking for is more the mountain water scenes and sort of garden views like these. Now, this one, I believe, is an old photograph that's been colored in. And it still has that soft, dreamy quality, and it went with that one. I got them as a deal. I got a good price on them. I got a group. Sorry if I'm moving around too much. I got a group price on them and got a discount, so I was very happy to pick up both of those, even though that one isn't quite my thing. It still has, I love gardens, and it makes me feel gardeny. So I especially love the way these two flow together, because it looks like you could just, especially through the video, it looks like you could just step into them and walk out to that lake or stroll through that garden. And you know, that is right up my alley. Let me show you. I have a weird collection. I would like to do another gallery wall that's sort of like the Bob Ross kind of landscapes, but I'm into very vibrant color, as you can tell. And I found this on Marketplace And it fit all of the marks that I was looking for. It's got the mountainscape. I didn't even necessarily want deer, but the deer are so cute, and I like the way the foreground, the little detailing in the foreground and the brush strokes. Like the yellow trees have sort of this dreamy quality. I liked the mix of it. I liked the dark green that goes across the middle. I like the light background with the mountains. And then all the softness in the foreground with the deer. These I got at a garage sale. They were probably the first thing I picked up, but I am not as smitten with them. I like the water scenes, but it's just too much like gold. There's just too much saturation of gold tone in them. But on a gallery wall with that one and some other ones that I'm hoping to, you know, one or two other ones I'm hoping to pick up, I think that would work. I've got these little things, these little Morning Glories in a Goodwill, and they were so distinctive that I just had to have them. I like florals. I also like bird art and things like that. I do have some pieces back in Texas that will be, yes, I will have a lot of art on my walls. I mean, a lot. It will be ridiculous, but it makes me happy, and I've never been able to do it before, so this is what it's going to be like. And most of the art that I used to have was things that you'd pick up at like Kirkland's or Ross or stuff like that. And I'm happy to be collecting like things that are at least vintage or done by hand. So I used to want a collection of trays. I had this like way back in the 90s, this ideal of like all these vintage trays. And I found this on clearance in an antique booth. And yes, it does have a lot of damage to it. The black paint is peeling off. It's reverse painted. But do you see how vibrant the birds and the florals are? And those are still very well intact. So what I was hoping to do was fill in the black part and see if I can make that kind of pop again. I don't know if I have the skill to do that, but we'll see. Even if I just put black paint on the outer, you know, glass paint. It was less than $5, so it's not, you know, it's something I can try and see if it works. That guy I showed you in my video of my first estate sale, I picked him up for cheap. I think he's just tacked on there, like somebody stapled him to the thing. He's not like a, you know, a high quality piece of art, but I like him and that's okay. I like the frame. So this is a little bit of my mid-century stuff. It doesn't quite, like those definitely would look probably, I don't even know if I'll keep them, but I got them for a good price at Goodwill, and if I have an antique booth or something, that's something I can end up putting in the booth. I picked that up at an ARC, and it's a very cool mid-century. You can see the matting. It just appealed to me. It's different, has a little bit of a Middle Eastern vibe to it, which also appeals to me. I like that. Of course, you know, the wicker boho mirror. And then here's some of my fairy art. So I would like to do a little bit, at least one wall that has a little bit of a garden and fairy art theme. So those are the two pieces I have there. And then the other stuff in the hotel room you've seen with the yarn art, the crewel work. I have a really neat piece back in Texas that fits in with all that, and then some other vintage like mid-century floral art and that sort of thing that I had picked up. But now I can get rid of all of my, modern stuff that's like, it's okay, but it's not what I wanted long term. So I don't know that all these will be permanent. I do know that these will. These are forever ever. And the big couch painting, sofa painting is definitely a keeper. So the rest, I'll see what works for me in the long run, but that's what I've been collecting so far. This is a lamp that I picked up back during COVID, not long after we first got here, up at a Goodwill not far from where Heather Elizabeth lives. I keep mentioning her, but she's adorable. Can't help it. But I didn't have a lampshade for it. I just knew it was a vintage lamp. Ceramic. You can see the cord there is very old. But I know these ceramic lamps are huge, and me and my husband both love the color green. It was very dingy when I got it. I cleaned it up because the white on it almost looked tobacco stained. And so I cleaned all that up. Well, I just bought another lamp at a Goodwill on my trip to Colorado Springs with Heather. So, and it came with the lampshade. It's like that amber optic. I am in love with that. I love mid-century lamps. That's not going to change. So I wanted to try the lampshade on this lamp to see what it looks like. So now I need to find that kind of lampshade. That's the perfect size and shape for that. I think it looks fantastic. Yes, it has a little, like a rust stain on one part, but that's okay. The rest of it is in great condition. I will put it back on the amber lamp, but I just wanted to see what it would look like. All right. As you can see, I have a lot of stuff out and I'm making some headway. I just got to pull a couple more things out and then scoot that coffee table back. Let me see if there's enough light in here that you can see this coffee table. I picked this up at ARC. It is not vintage, it is new, but it has a very boho kind of style to it. I love the legs on it. And this sort of, like it's a giant tray. It even has a handle on both sides. And then this pattern. And I didn't know if hubby would like it, but when I showed it to him, he freaking loved it. He was happy I picked it up. So, I think we're going to have a really freaking cute apartment when we get things together. All right. Let me work on this some more before it gets too hot for me to stand it. These are a couple of things that I picked up at an estate sale, a second estate sale that I went to. I have these two Hager looking pieces here. this very big vase. But they're not marked Haeger, and I haven't done an identification or research on them yet. So they're here waiting for me to get off my butt and go get a booth. I really do want a booth. And then these two guys are bookends. They have a nice chunky stone granite kind of base, and they're where I got some of those other owls. I think that estate sale there was an owl collector. I love these guys. I thought I was not gonna, I thought at first I would put them in a live sale, and then I'm like, yeah, I've shipped some other heavy things, but these guys are heavy, and I don't want to part with them. I like books. I have a lot of books. I'm going to set up a bookshelf in what will become my YouTube room, my office, and I kind of want to keep them for that. Now, it's sad that you can't, you know, if you're using them as the bookends as intended, you don't really get to see. Don't they line up so cute? Look at that. Isn't that adorable? Anyway, I wanted to share those with you. I love them. I'm probably going to keep them. Can't keep everything. I'll definitely sell those. Oh, and then that is a vintage, like, office lamp. My husband likes that style. So do I, actually. So I picked that up for him. So those are my lamps. And this cute cutting board, which I wasn't going to use as a cutting board. I wanted to put it on, like, lean it up against the backsplash in my kitchen. They're just fun and vibrant, very hippie. And they're trying to grow corn. It's very cute, very colorful. All right, more work to do. It is getting very hot, and I am prone to migraines, and I don't want to overtax myself. So let me get back to it, guys. All right, everyone. I have all of my art stacked up. The coffee table tucked in there. Plenty of room now to move around. It's very, I know it still looks a little sloppy. I know what's all over here. These are all our winter clothes and stuff that we don't need right now. Hotel room's too small to keep coats and all that stuff in, especially since I have so much stuff in the room that I'm selling. And my husband has like a full little office area set up for himself. And I have a small little office area set up for myself in this hotel room, so it really hampers the space. Having a storage unit is very helpful, even if I wasn't collecting all of this stuff, just to give us a little bit of elbow space in the hotel room, but still have things that we need on hand. It's not a big deal, you know. It's been beneficial to us. But it will be nice when we can get into the apartment and get everything set up in there. I will probably still need a storage unit. Hopefully not, but you never know. And if I get an antique booth set up, or at least a case, I'll be able to sell things out of that. That'll be beneficial. And maybe I won't need a storage unit. So we'll see how that goes. That's all for now. See you later.